red leather, yellow leather. 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 Good blood, bad blood. Good blood, bad blood. Good blood, bad blood. Good blood, bad blood. Good blood, good blood, bad blood. Good blood, bad blood. Unique New York. 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 Toy boat. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. 11 benevolent elephants. 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 The black bug bled black blood. The black bug bled black blood. The black bug bled black blood. The sixth sick sheep's sick. 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 Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock. I slit the sheet I slit, and on the slitted sheet I sit. I slit the sheet I slit, and on the slitted sheet I sit. I slit the sheet I slit, and on the slitted sheet I sit. I am a thistle sifter. I have 7 sieves of unsifted thistles and 7 sieves of sifted thistles, for I am a thistle sifter. I am a thistle sifter. I have 7 sieves of unsifted thistles and 7 sieves of sifted thistles, for I am a thistle sifter. I am a thistle sifter. I have 7 sieves of unsifted thistles and 7 sieves of sifted thistles, for I am a thistle sifter. Somebody said hi. Shayna's here. Hi, Shayna. I'm doing great. I'm so glad you came. Just doing the warm. Health, happy, rich, and pretty. Yes, ma'am. Feeling better all the time. Had a really great week. Can't wait to tell you about it. We'll do a couple more warm-ups. We'll get going. Midst the mists of fiercest frosts, with barest wrists and stoutest boasts, he thrusts his fists against the post, and still insists he sees the ghost. Midst the mists of fiercest frosts, with barest wrists and stoutest boasts, he thrusts his fists against the post, and still insists he sees the ghost. Oh, what to do tonight today, in a minute or two to two, a thing distinctly hard to say, but harder still to do, for there'll be a tattoo, a 20 tattoo, a rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tattoo, and the dragon will come when he hears the drum. At a minute or two to two today, at a minute or two to two. She stood on the balcony, inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping, and amicably welcoming him in. She stood on the balcony, inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping, and amicably welcoming him in. She stood on the balcony, inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping, and amicably welcoming him in. Hey, let me walk you through our Dunley nut spacing and crack system rim riding grip configuration. Using a field of half-C sprats and brass-fitted nickel slits, our bracketed caps and splay-flexed brace columns vent dampers to dampening hatch depths of 1/2 meter from the damper crown to the spur plinths. How? Well, we bolstered 12 husk nuts to each girdle jerry, while flex tandems press a task apparatus of 10 vertically composited patch handlers. Then pin flam fastened pan traps at both maiden apexes of the gym joist. All right, let's start the show. Thanks for coming, Shayna. Here we go. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's feeling great. Welcome to John. Oh, man, I just redid that. Hold on. I wanted to do the whole thing. Zit. There we go. Then it zooms in. Nope, still didn't do it. Isn't that weird? Well, I guess that's a problem for another time. Welcome to the show. Glad to see you. Johnny Millwater. Hope everybody's feeling healthy, happy, rich, and pretty. I'm in a great mood this week. I'm very excited to have the show back. We took last week off to prepare for the big cruelty-free show, which I thought was a complete success, and I'm really excited about talking about that. And I had 2 other shows this week. Shayna came to 2 of the 3 shows, and then I had a storytelling show on Saturday that I'd love to tell you all about. I hope you're doing great. I tell you what, why don't we go into the chat? We'll catch up. Now Shayna's, oh no, where's the dagnabbit? Give me but a moment, and I'll see if I can fix this. There we go. Fresh cache, her current page. All right, that should do it. Well, I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for that to work, I'm just going to read you the things that Shayna wrote. She wrote many helpful things. There it is. Shayna asked, how are you? I'm doing great. Healthy, happy, rich, and pretty. Thanks for asking. Shayna was so kind. She said, it was great to see you at the Comedy Zone this past week, both on stage and off stage. You did a wonderful job making people laugh, including me. What a lovely thing to say. Thank you. I really, really enjoyed Funny on the Fly. That was cool. It got thrown together at the last minute. They had a cancellation. They called Debbie with 1 week's notice, and she was able to fill the place up. Book really, really talented comedians. I had a great time watching the show as much as I did producing it and performing in it. I got to go first. I had to choose the lineup, and I decided I was the only one who kind of high energy in that group, so I made myself go first, and it worked really well. I had a lot of fun, and I'm so glad you were there, and your buddy Daniel was there. Glad to see you 2 together laughing. I hope he's okay. Yeah, it was a great night. Will Spann, who am I forgetting? Let's see, Grace is always a pleasure to see perform. Evan Pitfield. It was great. It was just a really, really fun night. Thank you, Shayna. Couldn't done without you. Shayna, then she says, especially now with everything going on in our country, I can only imagine how challenging a job it is to have to make people laugh. You know, I appreciate you saying that, and it's always a little bit challenging, but I think it's easier to make people laugh now than it is when things are okay, because we all need the release. It's so important. We're all wound up, and we need to be unwound. That's kind of our jobs as comedians right now. All I have to do is not talk about the crazy things in the world, and you can hopefully make people forget about it a little while. That's the plan, at least with cruelty-free comedy especially. Shayna says, Funny on the Fly is challenging enough without all the BS going on in our country. That's true. Making me smile and laugh at the Mr. Turtle. I'm so glad that you got out of the house and came out to a live comedy show, and I'm really glad it made you feel better, because that's the best. Now, Shayna says, I hope I'm communicating my gratitude clearly and saying in a positive way without focusing on the negativity of the world. No, you put it beautifully. I know exactly what you mean, and I really appreciate you saying so. Thank you. It was a fantastic line. Oh, yeah, Paul Platt, too. You got to love Paul Platt. I love that picture. I wish I could put it up on the screen. There's a picture of you, Paul, and 2 women, and it's just you looking at Paul like you're just in love with him. It's great. It's a really, really great picture. I like it a lot. Yeah, Leah Lim was wonderful. I didn't get to see Leah's set because I was eating my food and sort of coming down after my set, but I heard how great it was. I'm going to watch the tape as soon as it's sent to me. I like Leah. I'm thinking maybe I'll put her in cruelty-free comedy, see if she wants to do a month. We got Jordan Sentry booked for the next show in February. We have Jason Allen King returning in March. And I saw Paul Platt's mom last night. I'm trying to get Paul in all the shows. I'll keep on inviting him. But I have this fantasy now because it was so family based when we did it. I have this fantasy of having Paul and his mom in the same show. So I was so happy to see Paul Platt's mom. And I know you love Paul Platt as much as I love Paul Platt's mom, whose name is Adrienne, last name unknown. Yeah, the long hairs. I think it works on everybody. I'm glad we get to do these things. I don't know about the mustache, but the long hair works on him for sure. We're having lunch hopefully next week. I really like that guy. He was telling me he was having trouble producing things because it's really hard to get comedians to show up and work. And I was like, yeah, get out of here, really? So I can't wait to see him. I love Paul Platt. He's wonderful. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We're all caught up with the chat. Thank you very much, Shayna. That was very helpful. And I'm doing 2 of the monologues you suggested today. Got a whole kinds of fun stuff. I like my long hair too. Thank you. It feels fun. Feels more me. I don't know. It's bouncier. It's more playful. All right. Let's spin the wheel. Ooh, joke. All right, let's do a dad joke. Meet me at the comedy club. Why are your wonderful words not on the screen? It's very frustrating. Let's see. Let's try this. Whoop, I think that might do it. Try typing something else for me, Shayna. I feel lucky. Thank you for saying nice things. I'll try it. Test. Hey, all right, we're in business. Okay. So here we go. Got a couple of street jokes for you. Start with this one. This one is from a meme, and it's mostly for my cruise ship friends. I hope they enjoy it. Hey! You know, I have a friend who's Polish, and he's a sound tech. Yeah. I have a Czech one, too. Like, not from Czechoslovakia, but Czech, like Czech 1, 2, like an audio, a sound tech would. Let's spin the wheel. Ooh, all right, that worked. Yep, mumbo jumbo, test of the text box, we're back in. Sorry about all that hassle. Now it's working. Let's spin the wheel. That's good mumbo jumbo. Ooh, pros, nice. All right. Yeah, let's meet me in the pros library, would you? All right. I have a short piece and a long piece. Let's start with the short piece. It's by an actress I'm very fond of, Dame Maggie Smith. Here we go. This is entitled, if I can find it, Good Bones. There it is. This is Good Bones by Dame Maggie Smith. Life is short, though I keep this from my children. Life is short, and I've shortened mine in 1,000 delicious, ill-advised ways. 1,000 deliciously ill-advised ways I'll keep from my children. The world is at least 50% terrible. That's a conservative estimate, though I keep this from my children. For every bird there is a stone thrown at a bird. For every loved child, a child broken, bagged, sunk in a lake. Life is short, and the world is at least half terrible, and for every kind stranger there is one who would break you, though I keep this from my children. I am trying to sell them the world. Any decent realtor walking you through a real shithole chirps on the good bones. This place could be beautiful, right? You could make this place beautiful. I love that. All right, that was fun. Dame Maggie Smith. Oh, there we go. Ooh, Shayna had something else to say. Let's see. I meant to say, I think it's great. You're introducing to the kids of showbiz. That is one of my favorite parts. With Charlotte Rose being the pander there and Orion helping with the audio video. It made me so happy that they were involved and they're proud and they did great. Thanks for noticing. We got to talk all about that. Yeah, maybe when I get to Roses and Thorns or something, we can go deep dive into the show because I really want to talk about it. I had a great time. Let's spin the wheel. Monologue. All right. In the field. Okay. These two monologues were picked out by our very own Shayna Cashner, comedy fan number one. They are both Chevy Chase monologues. And they're both crazy, angry monologues. So that's fun to explore the anger, see how that works. This is from National Lampoon's Vacation by John Hughes. And I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. I think you're all fucked in the head. We're 10 hours from the fucking fun park, and you want to bail out. Well, I'll tell you something. This is no longer a vacation. It's a quest. It's a quest for fun. I'm going to have fun, and you're going to have fun. We're all going to have so much fucking fun. We're going to need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn smiles. You'll be whistling zippity-doo-dah, your assholes. I gotta be crazy. I'm on a pilgrimage to see a moose. Praise Marty Moose. Holy shit. There we go. That was fun. Losing a little bit. I hope some of the sound comes through. It's kind of hard when it's loud around here. Oh, of course, I always give it my all. Crazy about you, Shayna. All right. Let's go back. Spin the wheel some more. Yeah, I'm a lot of breath. That's fun. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, maybe the Shakespeare stage. We got some Shakespeare going on. All right, today we have sonnet number 48 by William Shakespeare. I hope you enjoy it. How careful was I, when I took my way each trifle under truest bars to thrust, that to use it might unused stay from hands of falsehood, in sure wards of trust. But thou, to whom my jewels trifles are most worthy of comfort, now my greatest grief, thou, best of dearest and mine only care, art left the prey of every vulgar thief. Thee have I not locked up in my chest, save where thou art not, though I feel thou art within the gentle closure of my breast, from whence at pleasure thou mayest come and part. And even thence thou wilt be stolen, I fear, for truth proves thievish for a prize so dear. Fun. Who's here? Hey, it's my sister Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome to the big show. How you doing? Thanks for coming in to say hello. Well, Shayna says a favorite National Lampoon's Vacation movie? Between Vacation and European Vacation. Oh, that's a tough one. I think European Vacation had a special place in my heart because it was the first movie I ever saw nudity in. So that's my favorite. They're all pretty good. I was in Vegas Vacation. I was an extra in that one. I was in visiting Las Vegas in 1996 when they were filming Vegas Vacation. So if you look at some of the crowd shots, you can see me 15 years old, pretending to be 18, playing slot machines. So Vegas Vacation is pretty good too. Wow, that's pretty impressive. How you doing, Stephanie? All right? I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Nah, I'm doing really well. We had, you know what? Why don't we go? We're almost done. Now we'll catch up in a minute. We'll do Roses and Thorns. But things have been going really, really well. Had a lot of shows this week. Debbie's doing really well. The kids are healthy and happy. Had a little bit of snow. Believe it or not, we had one night of snow last week, and it was absolutely beautiful. Talked to Dad last week. He's doing fine. I don't really know what news to tell you, but things are going well. How's your back? Did you get the surgery yet? Are you feeling better? Hey, I wasn't the only one. All right. I remember watching. Yeah, we're the same age. I forgot. So it's probably pretty. Yeah, the VHS. And rewinding, replaying that nudity scene many times. Oh, yes. The simple joys of youth. Let's spin the wheel. Ooh, poem. Make me in the poetry corner, would you please? I got a good poem this week. 3, in fact. Let's start with a light one. This is The Peace of Wild Things, P-E-A-C-E, of Wild Things, by Wendell, W-E-N-D-E-L-L, Berry. The Peace of Wild Things by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world, and am free. Isn't that lovely? So no surgery yet? Oh, no. I have not. I used to come to Kentucky. I used to play Paducah, Kentucky, and Prestonburg, Kentucky, back in my touring days, but I don't really tour much anymore, so unless I had a corporate gig or something, I can't imagine going up there. You got married? No, what? Huh? No, that's wonderful. Hold on. I didn't know you got married last year. That's spectacular. Who's the lucky fella? It's a fella, I'm guessing. I don't know what's happening in the world. Congratulations. What's his name? What's your name nowadays? Oh, I'm so excited. I can't believe I didn't see the pictures on Facebook or nothing. How'd you meet him? So many questions. You type lots. I'm gonna go spin the wheel. But tell me all the husband stuff. I'll come right back. We'll talk about it. I'm just gonna spin the wheel. I'm so happy for you. I love being married. Hope it works for you too. Zen Cohen, nice. Meet me at the campfire. Now, there are 100 Zen koans, and we have gotten through each and every one. So I've moved on now to some parables. The ones I have today are Buddhist parables. This first one is parable 003, All is Vanity. In a long time past, in a certain country at the foot of the Himalayas, there dwelled a rare species of monkey. Their blood of a deep translucent red was highly prized as a dye, for it would neither fade nor streak. The monkeys were therefore sought after by cloth merchants, as well as by kings and princes. The monkeys themselves were clever and savvy, adept at escaping all the traps and nets set out for them. However, they had 2 weaknesses. They loved rice wine, and they enjoyed parading themselves in fancy shoes. One day, a group of hunters, having discovered the monkeys' whereabouts, set up several huge kegs of wine on a hill and let the wind carry the bouquet afar. They also scattered hundreds of brightly colored wooden clogs near the barrels before hiding themselves in the surrounding bushes. Sure enough, here come the monkeys. Attracted by the aroma of the wine, they approached the hillside, furtively looking over their shoulders and surveying the area with their piercing eyes. They told one another, "This is bound to be a trap set by the men in the village below. You know how wicked and cruel they are. If we were to taste the wine, we would be caught and killed for our blood. Let's get out of here." So they began to run towards the forest, to the safety of the tall leafy trees and the dense underbrush. However, as the pack was running for cover, a few monkeys let their eyes dart back to the wine kegs. Finally, several returned to the hill they had just left, telling themselves, "It is very dangerous to be exposed this way. We better just try a few drops of wine and then leave. Remember, just a few drops. Otherwise, we will be captured and skinned alive." They then furtively dipped half of one finger into the kegs and tasted the wine. Soon afterward, they inserted a whole finger and a whole hand. Poor monkeys. Earlier, they could not resist the mere smell of the wine. How could they resist its taste? After watching from a safe distance, the rest of the pack soon came swarming around the kegs. They drank and drank and drank some more, all of their caution and reluctance by now long forgotten. They then discovered the gorgeous clogs, their favorite attire. Observing all this from the bushes, the hunters waited patiently for the wine to take effect. They then emerged from hiding and surrounded the whole pack. There was no possible escape for the poor monkeys, who were not only drunk, but also weighed down by heavy wooden clogs. We humans are no different from monkeys. We, too, know the dangers of the 5 desires. Yet, while we may resist them for a while, at certain times, few of us can do so at all times. This is the rationale for seeking rebirth in the Pure Land, an ideal environment free of temptation, free of suffering. In an infinite time in the past, Bhiksu Dhammakara, the future Buddha Amitabha, observed the misery of all sentient beings, and moved by passion, vowed to establish a pure and perfect land where all could be liberated. I'm going to cut that last part out because I didn't know how to say those words, and that's embarrassing. Oh, okay. Let's, Glenn Davis. Okay, all right, let's go. This is exciting. All right, don't know if I told you. Oh, we got a joke. We got a joke from Shayna. One for the coffee lover. What do you call a sad cup of coffee? Cries a latte. Depresso. Is it depresso? Oh, I hope it's depresso. Depresso! Yes! USA! USA! All right. My sister got married. I didn't even know. She married Glenn Davis. She's Stephanie Davis now. Great name. Met him on POF. Plenty of Fish. I figured it out. Plenty of Fish in 2015. Together for 9 years. It's amazing. And my best friend, congratulations. That's fantastic news. I married my best friend too, and I don't know what to say about it except that I'm very, very lucky and very, very happy, and I sincerely hope you enjoy the same. All right. Oh, wow. Oh, that's so great. All right, let's spin the wheel. Let's talk about Plenty of Fish. Let's say the wisdom. Let's start with some wisdom. Okay, I deleted Plenty of Fish because I wasn't having any luck. That's too bad. There's Plenty of Fish. All right. Let us do some wisdom from the great Rod Serling, who was, of course, the writer and producer of The Twilight Zone and one of my personal writing heroes. Excuse me. Wisdom from Rod Serling. If you write, fix pipes, grade papers, lay bricks, or drive a taxi, do it with a sense of pride and do it the best you know how. Be cognizant and sympathetic to the guy alongside because he wants a place in the sun too. And always look past his color, his creed, his religion, the shape of his ears. Look for the whole person. Judge him as a whole person. Yay. Love it. Spin the wheel. Acapella. Nice. Meet me in the acapella library. I use all the other major ones. Well, let's talk about that for a second. I deleted plenty of fish because I wasn't having any luck. I'm glad Stephanie found the right match. I use all the other major ones: Tinder, OkCupid, Hinge, Bumble, and Facebook dating. Wow, I didn't. I want to hear those stories. I want to know what it's like to use Tinder. What do they treat you like? What's the first conversation when you walk into the room? You see it in movies, but I don't know what it's like in real life, and I'm sincerely curious. Is it, well, I got lots of questions, but we'll sing a song first. We'll sing a song. All right. We got a song to sing, and we got a song to okay, this is going to be tricky. This is a challenge. My dear friend Lenore gave me a challenge of a very difficult song. It's a rap exercise, if I understand it correctly, and I would like to try to do that for you. Let me find acapella. Here we go. Seconds away. Here we go. Pros. There it is. It's called Alphabet Aerobics, and it's by Blackalicious. Huh? Who doesn't love Blackalicious? Okay. Which I believe is a brand of licorice. Here we go. Big challenge. Wish me luck. Now it's time for our wrap-up. Let's give it everything we've got. Begin. Artificial amateurs aren't all amazing. Analytically, I assault, animate things. Broken barriers bounded by the bomb beat. Buildings are broken. Basically, I'm bombarding. Casually create catastrophes. Casualties. Canceling cats. Got the canopies. Collapsing. Detonate a dime of dank daily. Doing that. Oh, man, this is the wrong speed. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. Artificial amateurs aren't at all amazing. Analytically, I assault, animate things. Broken barriers bounded by the bomb beat. Buildings are broken. Basically, I'm bombarding. Casually create catastrophes. Casualties. Canceling cats. Got their canopies. Collapsing. Detonate a dime of dank daily. Doing demonstrations. It's okay. I got to make it faster. Sorry, everybody. Let's see what I can do here. Let's do 15. And we go. Here we go. Thanks for being patient. Now it's time for our wrap-up. Let's give it everything. We're ready. Begin. Artificial amateurs aren't at all amazing. Analytically, I assault, animate things. Broken barriers bounded by the bomb beat. Buildings are broken. Basically, I'm bombarding. Casually create catastrophes. Casualties. Canceling cats. Got their canopies. Collapsing. Detonating a dime a dank daily. Doing demonstrations. Don data on the down low. Eating other editors with each and every energetic epileptic episode. Elevated etiquette. Furious. Fat. Fabulous. Fantastic. Flurries of funk. Felt feeding the fanatics. Gift got great. Global goods. Gone glorious. Getting godly in his game with the goriest. Hit 'em high. Hella hype. Historical Holocaust hints. Hear 'em holler at your homeboy. Imitators idolize. I intimidate in an instant. I rise in an irate state. Juiced on my jams like Jerry Curls. Jacking joints justly. It's just me writing in my journals. Kindly, I'm kindling all kinds of ink on karate kick type breaths in my kingdom. Let me live a long life. Lyrically, lessons is learned. Lame louses just lose to my livery. My mind makes marvelous moves. Masses marvel and move. Many mock what I've mastered. Fellas nap. Knowing I'm nice, naturally knack, never lack. Make noise nationally, operation, opposition off, not optional, out of sight, out of mind, wide beaming opticals, perfected poem, powerful punchlines, pummeling petty powder puffs in my prime, quite quaint, quotes keep quiet, it's quantum, quarrelers, and even got a quarter what we got, really raw raps rising up rapidly, right in the Russian radioactivity, super scientifical sound search sought, silent super fire saps that are soft, tails 10 times talented, they're too tough, take that challengers, get a tune up, universal, unique, untouched, unadulterated, The raw, uncut verb, vice, lord, victorious, valid, violate vibes that are vain, make 'em vanished. Why I'm all well, what a wise wordsmith, just weaving up words, weeded up on my work shift. Xerox, my X, radiation, holes, X large, X height letters, and xylophone tones. Yellowback, yak mouth, young ones, yaws. Yesterday's lawn yard, sell our yawn. Zigzag zombie zooming to the zenith. Zero in zen thoughts, overzealous rhyme zealots. Good. Can you say it faster? All right, that was a waste of everyone's time, and I'd like to apologize. Tried, though, and I bet you the 5th time I do it, it'll be great. Here's some wonderful things. I use all the... There's way too many scammers on Tinder and OkCupid. How do they scam? Do they ask you for money ahead of time, or what's involved? I don't even understand what's involved in a dating app scam. Here's some information, though. Most of the people on there say they are not from America, have been only living here for a few years, so their English is not perfect, and most of them say they are into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and they don't give real phone numbers, only WhatsApp numbers, and they don't want to meet in person because I'm sure they are overseas trying to scam people out of money. What a hassle. I'm sorry to hear that. Wow, that was a mouthful, right? I'm still trying to get it. I was referring to the monologue you just did. Yes, the scammers are looking for money. They should just give you love. I don't understand why it's so damn complicated. I don't know why everybody's got to make it hard. Let's spin the wheel. Sister got married. Roses and thorns. All right. Meet me in the talk show. Or meet me in the chat chalet. Let's talk about our roses and thorns for the week. Those of you who are watching on YouTube later on, the roses are the good things that happened to you, and the thorns are the things that weren't quite as good. I had both this week. Let's start with the roses. I had shows, which was very, very exciting. I had shows last Sunday. I took the week off from doing the stream so I could get that show ready because I had hurt my back the night before, and I didn't even think I could get out of bed, but I ended up being able to do the whole show, and it went really well. We had a nice crowd, I think 20, 30, 40 people, something like that. Debbie came, my wife, both of my kids were involved. My daughter played a character called the Pander Bear, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be a recurring character in every show. She just comes out and panders for applause, and she was awesome. And Orion did the audio and the video, and he was awesome. And Shayna was the stage manager, and she was awesome. And she had her banana thing and her dance. Oh, and I have a tip for you, Shayna. I've been wanting to tell you this for like a year, maybe 2 years. I know how to get better pictures of you floating up in the air during your jump. I know what to do. This is something I used to do on cruise ships, and I keep on meaning to tell you. Here's what you do. When you're doing your jump up and freezing thing, you ask someone to film it in slow motion. Then you go through and you find the exact frame where you look the coolest, and you do a screenshot. And that way it's not blurry, and that way you have lots and lots of options, and then the pictures look fantastic. So shoot it on video in slow motion, then take a screenshot of the moment you're in the air and you like it the best. That's my advice to you. Oh, we got some roses. Wait, also, I'll finish on my roses, then I'll read you. This is great. So the show was fantastic. A very nice lady named Julie Mickelmurray came, and she invited me to be part of her storytelling community, so that's cool. I did that on Saturday. Let's see. Well, Lauren came, Lauren Ansley, which I thought was really, really, really nice. And Chris P came. He's a comedian I know, and it was nice for him to come. And a bunch of strangers, too. One guy brought his kids. It was a really good turnout for a show that's being advertised by me. I'm trying my best. But you're killing it. You are really putting the word out. I really, really appreciate it, Shayna. Thank you for posting and reposting. And you're really good at the words. Like the words before the show about I have a really hard time expressing my feelings in print. So I'm kind of jealous of how well you and Craig are both just great at saying, boy, this was fun, and I enjoyed it, and everybody was nice, and it doesn't sound fake. It sounds 100% sincere and real, and I'm jealous. So thank you for spreading the word, and thanks for everything. Okay, so that's the cruelty-free show. Well, keep coming. Give me more of your roses and thorns because I'm having fun. Let's see. So after the cruelty-free show, hey, we did Funny on the Fly, which I designed all the graphics. I picked out all the questions. I decided what comedians I wanted to be on the show for the most part, except for one who Debbie grandfathered in, and it was an excellent show. I really, really enjoyed watching it. Nice crowd. It was the day after it snowed, so we didn't know if anybody would turn out. We had 40, 50 people, and they were extremely friendly. All the comedians were great. I just had such a blast seeing everybody. And Shayna, too. Shayna was there, and she brought her friend who had never been to the Comedy Zone before, so that's always exciting. So that was a great night. And my kids were there, too, which was weird. I don't like my kids being there for the Funny on the Fly because, it's a lot of it's make them up, and I don't know what I'm going to say, and I don't want to say something awful that's going to scar them, Okay. All right. That was fun. All right. So then the third thing was we did on Saturday. I had Daddy's on breakfast on Friday. The kids had school off on Friday, so I got to hang out with them all day. Orion got to go to a sleepover party. That was very cool. He's never done that before, so he's got cool friends to get into trouble with at 15. That's pretty nice. And then I had a storytelling kind of open mic thing at a place called Common Markets. It's like a pub, brewery, corner store, really. But there's plenty of room for about 70 or 80 people. And I told the story of my heart attacks, and I got to hear everybody else's story. It's run by Julie McElmurray and Adrienne, who I always think of as Paul Platt's mom. And I just made me very happy to see her. That's always fun. She was in charge of picking the names out of the hat. And that was No, the stories were wonderful. There were a couple folks who were really, really excellent. Everybody was interesting, and I had a blast. And I got to meet new friends, and hopefully we'll get some new folks watching the show here. So, all right, here we go. Thorn. Car broke down. That is a thorn. Oh, yeah, Debbie's car broke down, too. I forgot about that. Rose, you're very happy. That is much more important. There we go. Thanks for the tip. Good. Happy to help. Great turnout for the cruelty-free show. Very, very nice. And that's another thing I love that theater. It's so small because it feels sold out if there's anybody at all. It was a great show. I was so happy. Appreciate you inviting me to participate. It's a delight. You bring so much wonderful positive energy and fun, and I really appreciate you, Shayna. Thank you. DJ Shenanigans says that Funny on the Fly was fantastic. I agree. I had a blast. What happened to your car, Stephanie? Debbie's car, we had an interesting week with Debbie's car. She thought the transmission went out, and we went and got a car loan, and we got ready to buy a new car, and then it turned out to be a spark plug and a coil, and it was only $500 to get it fixed instead of having to buy a whole new car. So we felt like we won the lottery. It's one of those lucky weeks. Had a rental car for a couple days. Whoop. Let's see. I want to ask you one thing you said on stage, but I probably shouldn't type it here. Yeah. Family. Let's see. And let's see. Sorry, I missed that. What was Paul Platt's mom doing? Paul Platt's mom, Adrienne. Adrienne was just in charge of greeting people and being friendly, and they choose the performers out of a hat. So she was in charge of the hat, and she didn't even perform, but I was just very happy to see her. So that was fun. And Julie did tell some stories, and people made important life decisions, and they had the audience vote on which way. You should go to this thing, Shayna. I think they'd love you. It would be great if you can go and just tell, 3-5 minutes story about anything you want. They're extremely receptive and warm and friendly, and it had kind of a sexy vibe. I think you might meet a fella or two there because it definitely had that kind of hungry eyes, a lot of hungry eyes in the crowd. So I'm just putting it out there. It was nice. It's every other month, the last Saturday of the month. There you go. All right. Let's read some more Shayna. She's hilarious. She is. She's really funny. I'm going to try to get her and Paul on the same show if I possibly can. And Jason Allen King. Oh, he's the master. He's the best. He's the best. Hungry eyes, Shayna. You know that look. Hungry eyes. They look at you and they kind of want to eat you up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm talking about. Huh? It's like that song. Hungry eyes. The temperature gasket blew, and the antifreeze blew everywhere that shorted out the low-beam headlight. Oh, my God, were you on the road? Were you driving when it happened, or was it in the driveway? That sounds really scary. Wow, that's a lot to deal with. Do you got somebody you trust up in Kentucky? You got a good car repair guy? Or indeed, lady? Let's see. While we think about that, I'm going to spin the wheel again. Joke! Yay! All right, meet me at the comedy club. I hope so. All right, here we go. All right, hey. What do you call a chronically sad cup of coffee? A depresso. Okay, all right, here we go. What building has the most stories? A library. Support your local libraries. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Prose, fantastic. Meet me in the prose library and I'll answer your nice questions there. All right. You asked, first of all, the temperature gasket blew, antifreeze blew everywhere. What a mess while you were driving. Oh, my God. Did you call AAA? You got somebody you trust? Yes. Okay, good. Am I meeting with my cruelty-free gang tonight after the live stream? You know, I'm so glad you asked. That was my thorn for the week. It's actually last week, but I didn't want to talk about it until after the show. Craig quit. Craig Collin, who was my partner in Cruelty Free, the co-founder, he decided he doesn't want to come on Sundays anymore. So he is out. So the whole thing's in my hands now, and I will just do the best I can with it. But that was a major thorn for me. That felt like a breakup, you know? It felt like a heartbreak last week. I was in really, really bad shape. I had to take a whole day to just sort of chew it up and try to figure out what to do next. But I'm going to keep going and try my best, and I have other wonderful, talented people around. So Craig is not coming this week. Bob may not come this week. Ole's not coming this week, but Jordan Sentry is coming this week. He's going to be in the February show. He's one of my oldest comedy friends here in town, and he's kind enough to come and write with me today. So we'll still get the good stuff done. We need to work on the song. I like to write a song every month, and we'll work on the announcements, which we have to write every month. And, of course, I have a sort of a sermon at the beginning of it, so I'll figure that out. But for now, let's do some prose. Falling everywhere. Here we go. Got some more prose for you. This, yeah, it makes me sad, too. This is... I got you some Dave Berry. You had requested some Dave Berry, so I got you some Dave Berry. This is from my personal collection. This is Food for Thought. Food for Thought by Dave Berry. It's getting late on a school night, but I'm not letting my son go to bed yet because there's serious work to be done. Robert, I'm saying in a firm voice, come to the kitchen right now and blow dry the ant. We have a large ant about the size of a mature raccoon standing on our kitchen counter. In fact, it kind of looks like a raccoon, or possibly even a mutant lobster. We made the ant out of paper mache, a substance you create by mixing flour and water and newspapers together into a slimy goop that drips down and gets lipped up by your dogs, who operate on the wise survival principle that you should immediately eat everything that falls on the kitchen floor, because if it turns out not to be food, you can always throw it up again later. The ant, needless to say, is part of a science fair project. We need a big ant to illustrate an important scientific concept. The same concept that is illustrated by all science fair projects, namely, look, I did a science fair project. I know how we can solve our national crisis in education funding. Whenever the schools need money, they could send a letter to all the parents saying, give us a contribution right now, or we're going to hold a science fair. They'd raise billions. Our science fair project is due tomorrow, but the ant is still wet, so we're using a hairdryer on it. Science fair judges hate a wet ant. Another problem is that our ant is starting to sag, both in the front, or in etymological terms, the prognosis, and in the rear, or the butt. It doesn't look like one of those alert, business-like, can-do ants that you see striding briskly around. It looks depressed, like an ant that's just been informed that all 86,932 members of its immediate family were crushed while attempting to lift a Tootsie Roll. The science fair. While Robert is drying the ant, I grab a flashlight and go outside to examine the experiment portion of our project, which is entitled Ants and Junk Food. On our back fence, we put up a banner that says in 8-inch high letters, "Welcome, Ants." Under this is a piece of cardboard with the following snack substances scientifically arranged on it: potato chips, a candy, chocolate-filled cookies, regular cookies, cheese doodles, Cocoa Krispies, and screaming yellow zongers. If you were to eat this entire experiment, you would turn into a giant pimple and explode. We figured this experiment would attract ants from as far away as Indonesia, and we'd note which junk foods they preferred, and this would prove our basic scientific point. Look, I did a science fair project! Of course, you veteran parents know what actually happened. The ants didn't show up. Nature has a strict rule against cooperating with science fair projects. This is why, when you go to a science fair, you see 200 projects designed to show you how an electrical circuit works, and not one of them can actually make the little bulb light up. If you had a project that was supposed to demonstrate the law of gravity using heavy lead weights, they would fall up. So, when the ants saw our banner, they said, "Aha, a science fair project. Time for us to act in a totally unnatural manner and stay away from the food." The irony is I knew where some ants were, in my office. They live in one of the electrical outlets. I see them going and coming in there all day long. I think maybe they're eating electrons, which makes me nervous. I seriously considered capturing one of the office ants and carrying it out to the science experiment, and if necessary, giving it broad hints about what to do. Yum, Snickers! But I was concerned that if I did this, the ants might become dependent on me, and every time they got hungry, they'd crawl into my desk and threaten to give me electrical stings if I didn't carry them to a snack. Fortunately, some real outdoor ants finally discovered our experiment, and we were able to observe their behavior at close range. I've been led to believe by countless public television nature shows that ants are very organized, with the colony divided into specialized jobs such as drones, workers, fighters, bakers, consultants, etc., all working together with high efficiency precision. But the ants that showed up at our experiment were total morons. You'd watch one, and it would spring up to a Rice Krispie and stop suddenly as if saying, "Yikes! Compared with me, this Cocoa Krispie is the size of a Buick." Then they would sprint off in a random direction. Sometimes it would sprint back. Sometimes it would sprint to another Cocoa Krispie and act surprised again. But it never seemed to do anything. There were thousands of ants behaving this way, and every single time two of them met, they'd stop and exchange high fives with their antennas, along with, I assume, some kind of ant pleasantries. "Oh, hi, Bob. No, I'm Bill. Sorry, you look just like Bob." This was repeated millions of times. I watched these ants for 2 days. They accomplished nothing. It was exactly like highway construction. It wouldn't have surprised me if some ants started waving orange flags to direct other ants around the area. But at least there were ants, which meant we could do our project and get our results. I'd tell you what they were, but I really think you should do your own work. That's the point of a science fair, as I keep telling my son, who has gone to bed, leaving me to finish blow-drying the ant. Delightful. Oh, no, you don't gotta go. You were driving, yes. Everyone loves Craig. Love you too, sis. Thanks for coming. Here we go. Hugs and kisses, I promise. I wanted to ask you a question about cruelty-free comedy shows. I love how unique, creative, and experimental the show is, like no other show I've seen. I was just curious if you considered including some stand-up sets at the time of the show. Yes, absolutely. We have two excuse me. We have 2 guest spots in the show. Jason Allen King was booked to do the guest spot last time, but he came late because he was traveling in from Pittsburgh. So yes, each show should have 10 minutes of stand-up. We have the distinguished guest, and we have the traveling dignitary. Those are the 2 spots, and hopefully one song too. But yes, I will definitely involve stand-up. That's a very good call. I felt like it was missing too. And how lovely you phrased that. Thank you for being so considerate of my feelings. That was very kind. Sorry if it isn't the time or place to ask the question. It just occurred to me, so I thought I'd ask. Now's a great time. I feel like this is our time. This is nice. You know, I get to record the thing, but it's just you and me and occasionally a family member. So, yeah, if you got a question, ask away. Thanks for being here, Shayna. You've stuck with me a really, really long time with this thing, and not many people can stick with me a very long time, so thank you. I noticed, and it means a lot to me. Okay, all right, enough of that. Let's spin the wheel. Monologue! All right, meet me at the theater. Shayna asked, did I watch the recording of the show? I have not seen the show yet, no. Did you? How'd it look? Are there clips? Can we make it work? Well, I didn't video record the show. Craig video recorded the show, and Bob video recorded the show. I audio recorded the show to make sure I got that because I want to release it as a podcast eventually once we have a few more. Oh, of course. You were great. You were wonderful. You're part of the team. All right. Let's do this monologue. This is another one that Shayna has suggested, and I thank you once again. This is from Christmas Vacation. And let me fix something. It's all going a little bit too fast here, but that's all right. From Christmas Vacation by John Hughes. Hey, if any of you are looking for any last-minute gifts for me, I have one. I'd like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there on Melody Lane with all the other rich people. And I want him brought here right now with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye. And I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-leading, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat, legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah. Whew, that got me all worked up. My body thinks I'm really mad. All right. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. All right. Right? No, I haven't watched the video yet. Yeah, I'm sitting on a lot of anger all the time. So, it's kind of like the Hulk in that regard. Okay. I love the photos. I loved all the photos. I really, really enjoyed that. Thank you. And I like the video clips. And thank you for sharing. And thank you for everything. All right, let's spin the wheel. Beet red. Beet red. Yeah. You picked good monologues. Got a little passion in them. I like it. All right, meet me at the Shakespeare stage, will you please? I have a brief monologue from one of my favorites, which is Hamlet. But to do it, I need to make a quick adjustment. There we go. Good. All right. This is from Hamlet by William Shakespeare. This is a scene where Claudius is the king of Denmark because he murdered his brother, who was also named Hamlet. He murdered his brother, and then he got the king, and then he married his brother's wife. And he said he doesn't feel great about it because it was a very evil thing to do. So this is from Hamlet, and this is Claudius' Lament. My offense is rank, smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon it, the brother's murder. Pray can I not, though inclination be as sharp as will? My stronger, that's way too fast, hold on. Hold on. Hassles and foolishness. Let's do 24. There we go. Thank you for being patient. And here we go. My offense is rank. My offense is rank, smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. Pray can I not, though inclination be as sharp as will, my stronger guilt defeats my strong intent, and like a man to double business bound, I stand and pause where I shall first begin, and both neglect. What if this cursed hand with thicker than itself, with blood as blood. Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Whereto serves mercy but to confront the visage of offense? And what's in prayer but this too forceful to be forestalled? Here we come to fall, or pardoned, being down. Then I'll look up. My fault is past, but oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me, my foul murder? That cannot be, since I am still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder. My crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and retain the fence? In the corrupted currents of this world, offence's gilded hand may shove by justice, and oft 'tis seen the wicked prize itself buys out the law. But 'tis not so above. There is no shuffling. There the action lies in his true nature, and we ourselves compelled even to the teeth and forehead of our faults to give an evidence. What then? What rests? Try what repentance can. What can it not? Yet what can it when one cannot repent? Oh, wretched state! Oh, bosom, black as death, that struggling to be free art more engaged. Help, angels, make essay. Bow, stubborn knees, and heart with the steel be soft as the sinews of a newborn babe. All may be well. Uh-oh, here we go. What do you call What do you call it when James Bond takes a bath? See here, 007. Is that it, 007? That would have been my guess. See here, 007. This may seem like an ordinary sink, but when you pull this lever... Nice. All right, let's spin the wheel. I'm just guessing. I speak the language. Poem. Nice. All right, meet me in the poetry corner, would you please? Let's do. This is a dark one, but this is appropriate for the time, I think. This is one that I have heard jokes about, but never actually read the original text until this very week. The poem is called First They Came, and it's by Martin Niemöller, which is Martin, N-I-E-M, umlaut O, L-L-E-R. First, they came. First, they came for the communists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out, because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Dad's here. That's Spanish. Padre's a key. You just missed Stephanie. Stephanie was just here talking about her new husband a little while ago. How you doing, Dad? Glad to see you, sir. Spin the wheel. Zen going. All right, meet me at the campfire. See, like I said, we're in a Zen koan, so now we are made our way into Buddhist parables. This is parable number 004, Attachment, Neither Hatred Nor Love. Hey, here's another rose. Tom Stover moved back to town. Hey, that's great. Yeah, of course I remember Tom. He won fight night years ago and I saw him perform. I'm glad he's back. I always liked that guy. He's a cool fella. He's got like a rockabilly thing going on that I always really enjoy. Okay, here we go. Attachment, neither hatred nor love. It once happened that a monk, having awakened to the way... Oh, hold on. It once happened that a monk, having awakened to the way under the eminent master Fu Shan, went to reside in a famous monastery. Although living among the great assembly, he did not practice meditation or seek guidance in the Dharma. All he did all day was lie sleeping. Upon hearing this, the abbot arrived at the meditation hall, a big staff in hand. Seeing the guest master reclining with his eyes closed, he admonished, "This place does not have surplus rice to allow you to do nothing but eat and rest." Reply, "What would you, high master, advise me to do?" The abbot said, "Why don't you sit in meditation?" Answer, "Succulent food cannot tempt those who have eaten their fill." The abbot continued, "A great many people are unhappy with you." Answer, "If they were happy, what would I gain?" Hearing these unusual replies, the abbot inquired further, "Who was your master?" Answer, "I arrived here after having studied under the eminent Master Fu Shan." The abbot said, "No wonder you are so headstrong." Then they clasped hands, laughing aloud, and headed towards the abbot's quarters. One day, many years later, the guest Zen master, having washed himself, ascended the Dharma seat, bid farewell to the great assembly, wrote a parting stanza, immediately dropped the pen, and expired in a seated position. The guest master, as we can see, conducted himself easily and freely, having mastered life and death. It is not because he had truly internalized the meaning of the passage, "When neither hate nor love disturbs our mind, serenely we sleep." Nice. Hey, that's awesome. I probably will not be there on Tuesday, no. I have a very hard time going to a comedy show. I think when I go, going to see Kevin Nealon with you will be the first time I've been to the Comedy Zone as an audience member in over a year. Excuse me. I love new material night too. I'm so glad Jason took it over. Jason Allen King, dad, is a comic. He's a former student of mine. He's a great comic here in Charlotte. He's a friend. And there you go. Yay. I love that too. Very nice. Let's spin the wheel. Wisdom. Nice. Let's lay down some wisdom from on high. Let's do a short one and a long one. This is wisdom from Frederick Nietzsche, which is spelled Nietzsche. If you kill a cockroach, you're a hero. If you kill a butterfly, you are bad. Morality has aesthetic standards. It's true. And here is some wisdom from our buddy Alan Watts, one of my favorites. A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull. Perpetual and compulsive repetition of words, of reckoning, and of calculating. I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like everything else, it's useful in moderation. A good servant, but a bad master. And all so-called civilized peoples have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive because through excessive thinking, they have lost touch with reality. That's to say we confuse signs, words, numbers, symbols, and ideas with the real world. Most of us would rather have money than tangible wealth. And a great occasion is somehow spoiled for us unless photographed. Still seems like it's the wrong speed. That's better. All right. Let's spin the wheel again. I'm excited about it too. I look forward to hanging out with you. I want to have brunch with you sometime this week. I want to talk to you. I missed the one-on-one. All right, let's acapella. Nice. Let's go to the acapella library. All right. Okay. This is one I may not share on the TikTok there because it may be awful. Let's find out together. I love this song by Marty Robbins. It's called El Paso. It's a really good song to read just the lyrics to, but I wanted to try singing it because I love that song. So let me find El Paso by Marty. My eyesight's getting progressively worse. Not good. El Paso. There we go, Marty Robbins. Marty Robbins. Yes, the tickety talks, yes. Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. Nighttime would find me in Rosa's cantina. Music would play and Felina would whirl. Blacker than night were... Oh. So, all right. Out in... Jeez. Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. Nighttime would find me in Rosa's cantina. Music would play and Felina would whirl. Blacker than night were the eyes of Felina, wicked and evil while casting a spell. My love was deep for this Mexican maiden, but in vain I could tell. One night a wild young cowboy came in, wild as the West Texas wind. Dashing and daring, a drink he was sharing with wicked Felina, the girl that I loved. So in anger I challenged his right for the love of this maiden. Down went his hand for the gun that he wore. My challenge was answered in less than a heartbeat. The handsome young stranger lay dead on the floor. Just for a moment I stood there in silence, shocked by the foul evil deed I had done. Many thoughts raced through my mind as I stood there. I had but one chance, and that was to run. Out through the back door of Rosa's I ran, out where the horses were tied. I caught a good one, it looked like it could run. Up on its back and away I did ride, just as fast as I could from the West Texas town of El Paso, out to the badlands of old Mexico. Back in El Paso my life would be worthless, everything's gone. Back in El Paso my life would be worthless, everything's gone in life, nothing is left. It's been so long since I've seen the young maiden. My love is stronger than my fear of death. I saddled up and away I did go, riding alone in the dark. Maybe tomorrow a bullet may find me. Tonight nothing's worse than this pain in my heart. And at last here I am on the hill overlooking El Paso. I can see Rosa's cantina below. My love is strong and it pushes me onward. Down off the hill to Felina I go. Off to my right I see five mounted Off to my right I see five mounted cowboys. Off to my left right a dozen or more. Shouting and shooting, I can't let them catch me. I have to make it to Rosa's back door. Something is dreadfully wrong, for I feel a deep burning pain in my side. Though I am trying to stay in the saddle, I'm getting weary, unable to ride. But my love for Felina is strong, and I rise where I've fallen. Though I am weary, I can't stop to rest. I see the white puff of smoke from the rifle. I feel the bullet go deep in my chest. From out of nowhere, Felina has found me, kissing my cheek as she kneels by my side, cradled by two loving arms that I'll die for. One little kiss, and Felina, goodbye. I like that song. Oh, where we go? Very kind. Thanks, Dad. Yay! Yes, exactly. Thank you. Okay, Shayna asked, do I wear glasses? I do. They try to give me bifocals, but I don't wear them. And I'm not wearing them right now because they reflect the light. So when I perform with these on, they get that little circle there, and I find that very distracting. So I don't wear them while I'm performing. And I wanted to tell you that You Know Who has ruined the YMCA song for me, so I'm glad you created the Carpe Diem song to sing instead. I am too. That was part of the spite behind it, I think, as I just wanted to take it back. As it was a perfectly nice song. All right, thanks for saying so, Shane. I appreciate you. Okay, well, we're almost done. Let's spin the wheel one last time. What do you say? One last poem. Yay! All right, made me into Poetry Corner. This is one about hope and about how beautiful, wonderful, magical things happen at the same time as all the crap we see on the news. This is called In the Meantime by Tom Hirons, which is Hirons. Meanwhile, flowers still bloom, the moon rises, and the sun. Babies smile, and somewhere against all odds, two people are falling in love. Strangers share cigarettes and jokes. Light plays on the surface of the water. Grace occurs on unlikely streets, and we hold each other fast against entropy, the fires and the flood. Life leans towards living, and while death claims all things at the end, there were such precious times between, in which everything was radiant, and we loved again this world. Oh, that's lovely. All right, and on that note, thank you so much for watching. I think it's time to say our good nights. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you sharing this time with me. You gotta catch up. I'd like to see you sometime in the next week or so. If you're available, we'll text. We'll figure it out. Dad, thanks for watching. I love you a lot. I'll be giving you a call at 4 o'clock. Remember, until next time, the only way to save this country is for all of us to love each other. So love yourself first, then love somebody else. Then, if you can, love everybody. That's what I'm trying to do. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. keep shining through, just like you always do, and the blue skies will push the dark clouds far away. And would you please say hello to the folks that I know and tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Thanks for watching, and until next time, be good, but not too good.